Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and in the previous Battlefront II video, I found one map that had one mode that I had never heard of before called instagib, where one shot, one kill. It was pretty cool, but again, it was only on that one map, and I couldn't find any other maps searching the term instagib that supported that game mode. I thought it could be fun on some other maps. Well, found out that there is another mod that adds it to all of the vanilla maps, except it's a little bit different, okay? So, if we have a head over to Instant Action, and we select Coruscant, because that's one of the ones I said it would be really good on, you'll see that we now have Custom Mode 3. I don't know why it's called that, because what it actually is Lazer Tag with one-hit kills, or I guess one-hit tags, one might say. I've not tried it yet, except for the fact that I tested to see if I could add the map, and I could only do it if I selected Galactic Civil War, which, based on previous custom game modes we've tried, that's not uncommon. They'll design the mod around a particular mode because it doesn't actually use those classes. It uses sort of custom classes or very limited classes, and so it's just designed to work with one thing. And changing mode wouldn't matter, because you'd still be the same sort of, like with instagib, it was Tusken Raiders versus Magna Guards, and so it didn't really make any difference changing the modes, because the game mode would be the same anyway, right? It's the same simple thing. So we're going to add the map to Coruscant, and then I'm tempted to just try it now and make sure it works, but before doing that, maybe we should just go ahead and add other maps, because if it does work, am I really going to want to have to exit out and come back here and try to figure it out? I don't think so. What maps are going to be good? I'm thinking like enclosed spaces in particular, so I don't think that we were going to want to go to the Geonosis asteroid ring, because that makes no sense. Hoth is too big. You know what? The invisible hand map would be fun, but this mod only supports the vanilla maps as far as I can tell. It might have some custom maps it works with. Jabba's Palace could be fun. It's a little dark and dingy and depressing, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. Mos Eisley is an obvious choice. Yes, indeed. Probably Mustafar. Probably Polis Massa. Almost definitely on the Tantive IV. Oh, you know it would be good on Yavin 4 Arena. I wish. Okay, so these are the maps we're going to go through here and just give this mod a shot on. And let's hit launch and hope that it doesn't crash. So far, I've yet to have the game crash immediately during one of these videos, I think. It did crash at one point in one of these. We're just going to see what happens. This is a good sign. Okay, we're in, and we can see we have the option between Rebels and Empire, so do we want to be blue or do we want to be yellow? I'll tell you what, shooting at yellow might come a little bit more naturally. Also, in this environment, I think the yellow is going to stand out a lot more than the blue. So, for me personally, I'm going to go Rebels, and our option is Lazer Tag gun. That's all we got. And wait a minute, are we capturing command posts? I said that I wanted this. I said when we were playing instagib that it would be fun to have that mode. Oh, are you kidding me? You cannot aim down sights. You were just like shooting off. Oh, it's infinite. You could just spam click the darn thing. Okay, so it's a little bit different than instagib, but also it's very much like Lazer Tag. So I mentioned that it would be fun to have instagib with something like capturing command posts, or with something like doing capture the flag, or zombies with capture the flag is specifically what I called out. But this is good. I like that it's not just a free-for-all team deathmatch style game, but my gosh, they do respawn quickly here. I don't know what the yeehaw is, but I'm here for it. This is insane. I can already tell, though, just because of how little strategy there is, it's basically just aim in the general direction and pull the trigger. And how consistent are the bullets? So at that distance, okay, obviously much tighter, but as you step back, if we find a flat object like this wall here, and we just start backing up, you can see how wildly off base they go. Oh, you're much tighter when you're not moving. When you're moving, it's way crazier than if you hold still. There's a bit more strategy than I thought, I'll give it that, but I do wish that it did have, like, aim down sights. I suppose I could duck and hold still, and that's one way to get it done. Oh, this is actually kind of really cool. Okay, let's focus on actually winning now. This is good because unlike instagib, where it was just all about trying to get the kills racked up and wipe out the enemy team, dang it! That was going to happen. That was bound to happen. They blend into this room pretty well, owing to the, well, actually, why were the holocrons down here are blue? Were these a different color? What was going on there? Why is that? Maybe it was just because no, they are green in there. I believe that's the room where actually they're not like holocrons and things. This is the room where Obi-Wan oh, that's my guy. I'm just unleashing on him. This is where he reprogrammed the message to warn everyone to get away, I believe. I feel like that was a bullet shooting past me, but apparently not. Are we good in here? Oh, baby. Okay, now a lot of mods sadly are not compatible with multiplayer. I didn't check to see I didn't check to see whether or not this one was compatible, but this would be a lot of fun with multiplayer. I gotta get some of my friends in to do a LAN party. We've done a couple since I started doing Battlefront videos, but I've not actually sat down and convinced them to download old versions of Battlefront. With the Classic Collection coming around the corner too, I might be hard-pressed to get them to buy these. Also, I'm a little bit worried they might take down the old version, so if you haven't already picked up Original Recipe Battlefront 1 and 2 on Steam, or particularly GOG, I own them on Steam, but I also went and I picked up both games on Good Old Games, because the Good Old Games versions are completely DRM-free, so once you download them, you can just play them. It'll never phone home to make sure you own them or anything like that. So I've got those just backed up to my local server, in case anything ever happens, if this gets taken off Steam, if for some reason I won't be able to download it, I'll have the full functioning games, and I can continue using all of the old mods, which I'm also hoarding. I know some people will install a mod and that's it, but I've started copying them to a second drive, and eventually going to move them over to my network storage again, specifically so that I will have them forever, you know? And if I need to, I can hold on to some old hardware, and I can always play these sort of mods. I like to try to do that sort of preservation things for things that I play, because so much of what I liked as a kid is just gone forever. I mean, imagine a world where old school RuneScape didn't exist. Thank goodness it does, but we would be in a world without the Romeo and Juliet quest. Can you imagine? That terrifies me. But this is, I think, what I was trying to say is if I can get them all to install some mods, we might even do some videos where we test some of the ones that are explicitly stated to support multiplayer. Also, we apparently lost this command post at some point. Also, I've talked through this entire thing. I don't think I've shut up once. Oh, I'm gonna hate this when I sit down to edit. I generally like to trim these down and keep the videos tight. Look, I've released some hour-long videos, okay, but those are generally a lot shorter than whatever recording time was, right? 2.5 hours, trimmed down to an hour, that's a tight video, okay? This is just me yammering and stammering, though, so they've got two guys back here. Dang it! That's the problem. I'm trying to hold... What are you doing? I'm trying to hold still. I guess he got him. He just wanted to look back at my corpse just to rub it in before finishing the job. We're heading to the Death Star. Let's actually switch to Empire this time. Not because I just want to see if it is like noticeably more difficult to see the blue guys against the backgrounds, because a lot of these maps, for whatever reason, have very blue backgrounds. Also, I just picked like a random place to spawn. I'm trying to aim without moving to keep my reticle tight. Although I realize now, did I get that guy? Apparently I did. That makes me a really easy target for these guys. This would be a blasted game night. This would be so much fun. Oh, it's very frustrating when you die, but my gosh, it's so good! I'm actually gonna move here, so I'll be closer to the action. You just spawn in and you see this. One thing I didn't check, I'm not sure which game modes you need to adjust. I guess I could just adjust all of them to crank up the number of guys on the field at any given time. Although, I guess we are using mostly smaller maps here. So I'm not sure if that's necessary, although everybody is right here. Is this everyone on the map? Most of my guys appear to be right here in front of me. Oh man, I wish we could change them on the fly. I don't want to have to go back out and rebuild my list. I'm very lazy. Also, I don't know if it would make much of a difference. We are all moving in sync right now. This is actually incredible. Look at this. We are a tight unit of yellow guys. Oh, good gosh, I was not anticipating that happening. This has a lot of really strong Tron vibes to it, doesn't it? Specifically, I mean, not the map, it's just the Death Star. But I do mean... Oh, no, there's some guys back here, too. Just our outfits and their outfits and the lasers and everything. And to be fair, they have captured the essence of Lazer Tag. Every time I've ever gone to play Lazer Tag in my life, I always think in my head in the lead-up, and I've done this multiple times now, even having had the experience and knowing this is not what it is. But in my mind, it's going to be very tactical, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind, we're going to have call signs, and we're going to be, like, you know, pointing around and doing this whole, like, you know, 2, that way. That sort of thing, and we're going to be holding positions, and it's never that. As soon as they say go, everyone's just running around, shooting wildly. You get knocked out, and you're not even sure where you got shot from, because you can't actually see the lasers, which is kind of how you imagine it. I don't know about you. But even today, if I visualize laser tag, I picture Star Wars. I picture the beams being shot all over the place, and it's never that. That's not what it is. That technology doesn't exist yet. Although I suppose if you put down some smoke, you could kind of mimic it a little bit. But, I don't know, laser tag that I want doesn't exist yet. The type of laser tag I long for. Also, why did I come down here? This is not at all what I needed to do. Good on us. We're capturing command posts. We're knocking them dead. We're doing great work. Do I need to go this way? I really don't know the Death Star as well as I thought I did, is what I'm learning here. Oh, boy! Oh, uncalled for! It's so infuriating when they get you, I tell you right now. I tell you right now. I'm actually going to go here. Oh, dang it. Get out of my way! I'm coming to recap. I really need the writing on the left side there, up at the top, to be bigger, and maybe make a little noise every time I get a kill. If it, like, every time I got a kill, it went ding, I would really appreciate that. Gosh darn it. Something to, or just like a little bit of feedback, like maybe a rumble in the mouse. Why are we not at a point yet where we have that sort of thing? Why do we not have, like, proper functioning thumbsticks on keyboards, right? Just off to one side, maybe just below the space. Why do we not have... I know that I think Razer makes a keyboard that technically has a sort of pressure-sensitive WASD key, but it's more like two-stage, and that's not what I want. I want a W key that I can ease in, and it's analog, and so I go from walking to running. And it's like, oh, the OS doesn't support it, games would have to support it. We need to get a standard. Someone needs to make a standard for that and release it, and everyone can implement it into their games, and everyone can implement it into their keyboards, and we can just have like a WASD, and you don't have to use that if you don't want to. You can change it to being static, you know, just push it down and you go. That's fine, but I think the option should be there for people like me who think that's a really cool and fun idea. Also, I'm trying to cap this command post, but like, oh jeez. Yeah, no, they are, it's a bit of a nightmare when you're going up against a bunch of guys. Because they're just as likely to get the shot in on you as you are on them. On them, even. With an M. Okay, there's only 3 of them left. I think we've pretty much won this. I think we've got this in the bag. This is pretty chaotic. This is like if everyone was just really good at headshots with snipers while running around. That's sort of the vibe we're getting here. And I'm on board with it. I'm absolutely on board with it. I don't think damage reduction is going to be helpful right now. How do I reopen this? Is there something I can do? Shoot the control panel? Do I need to, like, interact with it, or... Is that a thing in the map? I played on PS2. If that was a thing, I never noticed it. I never interacted with it. Jabba's Palace is not one of my favorite maps. I'm gonna go back to being Empire. No, hold on. I'm gonna go back to be... There we go. Rebels, because I like being blue. I'm a big fan of the blue color, and I prefer to attack the yellow. Not in, like, real life. I have nothing against the color yellow. It was one of my favorite colors growing up. I had 4 favorite colors that I loved all equally. Red, blue, green, yellow. And then as I got older, I shifted towards red. And then as I got older, I shifted towards blue. So, like, red was my favorite color when I was, like, you know, 9. But then as I got to be about 12, it was like, no, blue is the way. And it's been blue for a long time, although I'm pretty partial to green these days as well. It ebbs and flows, you know, you can't let yourself be tied down to any one color, honestly. We are taking heavy losses, but don't worry, I'm coming back and I'm going to turn this thing around. The problem is, it's not really so much about having good strategy, because once you're, like, in this mix, you look at the chaos here. Yeah, you're gonna die if you stand in front of that. That's a mess. The winners are the ones who have the most lasers going down the sights. I'm gonna try to go for 3 now. I'm gonna stop running into that nightmare. I'm gonna come over here and run into this other, more different nightmare. Hey, guys. How are you doing? Again, I keep wanting to hold still so I can have that tighter spray, but if moving means staying alive, maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. You just aim so poorly when you're moving. You basically have to stop moving. You have to make yourself a target so you can get through these, so you can actually land some hits. Oh, gosh darn it. Are we losing? We're losing as well. We're not winning. That's not good. That's not good. That reflects poorly on me as a content creator. People are going to think I'm bad at... People know I'm bad at video games. Normally, I'd change... I could just change sides and then I'd be winning, but I'm not going to do that. That would be cheap and lazy. No, don't capture my command post. Absolutely not. Let them come. Let them come. Let them come to us. It's fine. We'll kill them as they get here. Oh, jeez, that did not work at all. Everyone just stay here and shoot into the hallway. It would be so much easier if we did have a reticle. That one change would make this so much easier. I would feel so much more confident if we had a reticle. I guess I could get up, find the absolute center of the screen, and stick a sticker on it, but that feels like I would be cheating, and that's not really the... You know what? That is not what Lazer Tag is all about. Having reticles, it's all about shooting crazy, having a fun time with your friends, and realizing that one of your friend's dads is a little bit too into it, and you're a little bit concerned about him. You know, you're just that tiny bit like, dude, you are playing with actual literal children right now. It is not that serious. It's actually, you normally have that same experience now that I think about it playing paintball with someone's dad, you know? Except in that situation, you're coming home with bruises. Oh, it's me. It's just me. I think I'm all alone right now. Oh yeah, they're coming for me. No, don't die! Don't die! Don't die, little man! You're gonna cost us the game! Don't die! That's not my fault. We are churning through these quick. We're heading to Mos Eisley. This is going to be probably the biggest and most open map we've done. So I imagine this will be a pretty different experience to the last two. I think there's going to be a lot of wide open spaces where you can see people at a distance and gosh darn it, you just can't hit them. Now I know going that way is just going to be trouble in the making. So I'm actually going to veer this way and try to make my way to this command post via the rooftops. And it looks like I've just kind of done it. I'm just sort of here and there's no one nearby to stop me. Oh, this guy, if he somehow gets me, is what I was gonna say. I should have just ducked. I should have taken cover, because I could be capping the command post right now. I had no reason to shoot back. Uh-oh. What direction was that flying from? I'd like to believe that was the guy who took me down. I'd like to believe that. I don't know that to be true. Hello. How difficult are stairs for you, my friend? Oh, jeez. Make your jump. Oh, good gosh, I'm having so much trouble. This is not a parkour game. Although, it would not shock me to find out that there is a parkour mod. Alright, we're going to stay down right here. We're not going to make the mistakes of the past. We're going to be wise this time. Oh, are you kidding me? I was so focused on what was right in front of me that I didn't notice what was right beside me. Oh my gosh, get out of here, you nuisance. We're going to lose again if we're not careful. Because somehow, capturing command posts gives you, like, an absurd edge in this game. What is that? If you start off and you have one command post and they have 5 and you have twice as many reinforcements, you will be losing in no time. Is that just because they're able to more effectively surround you and suppress you? What is that in this game? It feels like the AI, like if your team has fewer command posts, they just are pathetic compared to the enemy. Yeah, you get him, pal. We're doing good. I think there's a guy up there. I was blinded by the light. There we go. Alright, I think we're actually going to cap this command post, and I feel good about it. Again, a damage reduction isn't going to help. I don't understand what good that's going to do me. Also, how do guys keep getting up there? They're not spawning up there anymore. Is there just like a bunch of them? The situation remains unclear, but I think we're doing great. We're about to cap another command post. I'm going to try to maneuver through the walls here. I never go through here. No one ever goes through. This is not a part of the map that often sees action. No one spins there. Also, why do these structures exist? Why on earth do you need all these archways that lead to little squares with more archways? It's like a house in RuneScape, isn't it? Speaking of RuneScape, did you guys see that they put out a questionnaire to their player base? Old School RuneScape did, and they were like, would you be interested in renting servers, like custom servers from us? And I was like, yes! Because a lot of people already play on private servers, create private servers, and obviously they hate that, and they'd like to put a stop to it, but it seems to me like rather than fight it, the wiser thing to do, even from a business perspective, is embrace it. It's clear that people want that. Why not rent them to them? Why not give them the ability to, for a monthly fee, however much that may be, rent out a server and make it custom? And the reason I want that, I don't mind the grind for Old School RuneScape. I don't play it enough for it to affect me. I think I've talked about this before, but I play Old School RuneScape about 1 month every year. I'll just get the itch, I'll sign up, immediately cancel renewal, play for that month, but towards the end of the month, I'm dropping off. The email comes through, hey, do you want to renew? And I'm like, nah, I'm fine. Then the itch comes back. But what I would like to do is I want to get my friends to play it. I've wanted to do a series with my friends before, but I'm never going to get them to agree to sign up to this grind-heavy MMO and then play the requisite number of hours to get the stuff we need to do the series. So, having a custom server, official, from Jagex, where I can sign up my, set up like custom XP rates, not anything crazy, maybe just like, 10x, something as basic as that, or change the curve so that it doesn't get insane at the higher levels. Do that, get my friends in there. It would be so much fun, and I would pay for that. I don't know how much I would pay for that, but I'd pay for that. And Jagex, you don't need to... Listen, I know you got a lot of feedback from people saying they would do that, and you already know that they would because they already do it. People already run these illicit third-party servers, and you don't get anything from that. So put it up there and get money from it, It's like how we kind of defeated we defeated music piracy by letting people listen to music for free via streaming services, right? Spotify, Apple Music, these things destroyed music piracy. And we almost did it with movies and TV piracy as well, all the way up and until the moment that they decided we needed to have 40 different ones with exclusivity. The reason you don't have issues like this with music piracy is because most all music is on all streaming platforms. There's a couple of exceptions here and there, but for the most part, whatever you're going to find on Apple Music, you're going to find on Amazon's music service, which no one uses. You're going to find it on Spotify. You're going to find it on, I think Pandora still has a premium thing. That is why you don't have these issues of people canceling all of these services and pirating music, because you just have the one you pay for and it's got everything on it, and at that point, it's not about exclusivity that brings you in, it's about the difference in price and the difference in features outside of the catalog. That's what we should be doing with movies and TV shows. All platforms should have everything. Netflix shouldn't be a monopoly. I've heard people say that, and I fundamentally strongly disagree with it, because as good as Netflix was, do you think their prices would be lower if it was just them? No, they would jack up their prices because they know they could. So there needs to be options, but everything should be everywhere, and that is going to reduce piracy because people just get the subscription that makes the most sense to them, okay? That is why we have issues with the Epic Game Launcher. As we head into Mustafar, let me reiterate that I don't care that the Epic Game Launcher exists. I've tried to explain this many times. My issue with the Epic Game Launcher isn't that it exists or that it gives a higher cut to developers. My issue is that I don't want exclusivity. I want everything everywhere all at once. I want Oreo. Oreos are at Target and at Walmart. So if you want to deal with like rude customer service and a weird smell, you can get them probably cheaper at Walmart. And if you want to spend a little bit more on your Oreos and not be treated like the person who's checking you out would rather you be dead than at their store, you can go to Target. That is the way that the capitalist system should work. Options, people. And as soon as you get exclusivity, I just got dropped into the lava, by the way. As soon as you have exclusivity, it takes away that sort of incentive to choose where you're going to go. You no longer have the option. That's unfortunate, and I hate that. That is why I refuse to buy Kingdom Hearts from the Epic Game Launcher. I'm hoping, like many other people, that, come March, this month, sometime this month, if it hasn't already been announced by the time this video comes out, it could have been. That marks 3 years since Kingdom Hearts went to the Epic Game Launcher, and what's important about that is the longest exclusivity deal ever for the Epic Game Launcher was a Tony Hawk Pro Skating 3 game that had a 3-year exclusivity. It expired. Those games immediately came to Steam. This is about to be the 3-year mark. It was a deal that was made about the same time. Will the Kingdom Hearts games come to Steam? I don't see why not, unless, and a lot of people have speculated this, Disney technically owns the Kingdom Hearts IP. Now, Disney, generally, outside of just, having some guidelines for how characters and locations can be used, they seem to be really hands-off with how Square ships the game, right? So I don't think that it was Disney's idea to have it exclusive to PlayStation. I don't think it was Disney's idea to port it to other systems. But Disney did just sign a massive deal with Epic, which has people scared that they're going to step in and say, no, leave the games on Epic. But we don't know that. Square has already given up that whole Epic exclusivity nonsense. They stopped that, thank goodness, because it was always asinine. All their games are now coming to PC, day and date with, if it's a multi-plat release, day and date. And I'm assuming, we're going to get, as soon as 16 gets ported over to PC, it'll be on Steam. Rebirth is eventually going to come to Steam. I really, really want, and hopefully by the time this video comes out, it's been announced, but I really want Kingdom Hearts. I would pay full price for the whole thing right now. What is that, $90? $100? I don't even know. I think it's $60 a game, so it's actually probably like $180. I would do it. I would buy 1.5 plus 2.5 HD final mix. I would buy 1.8, whatever it's called. I would buy 3 again. just to have them on PC, to play them on the deck, and to spite Epic for their nonsense. I really do. Even though, like, the thing with these evil companies is you have to remember they're just businesses. So I do agree with them on some things. I appreciate their lawsuit against Apple, because Apple does have a monopoly on their marketplace. It's weird that people keep saying, well, it's their infrastructure, they can do what they want. It's their phones. It's not their phones. My phone is not Apple's phone. It is an Apple-branded phone, but it's my phone. And yeah, if I want to install something on it outside of Apple's ecosystem, I should be allowed to. It's insane to me that people are willing to say this about phones, but if you told them, like, hey, from now on, you can only install things to a Windows computer that have been approved by Microsoft and are on Microsoft Store, people would be like, no, it's a computer, I can install whatever I want. But for some reason, when it's a phone, these same people lack the mental fortitude to comprehend that the same principle applies. And yeah, I agree. Apple shouldn't have this monopoly on their platform just because they make the operating system. That's insane. Just because they make the phones, that's insane. I appreciate what Epic did with that lawsuit. I wish it had gone further and been more intense, but, you know, we got what we got. I think, is it still ongoing? I know that the decision was made that Apple needs to allow third-party payment processors and apps, which is huge already. That's big. But Apple's still being, like, a little butthurt about it. And I think it just needs to, we need to have a law from on high that says, hey, if you make a computer, you cannot lock down the operating system to the point that, you know, a paid service. Or, even better, you can't lock your hardware down to a particular operating system. You know, imagine Apple being forced to unlock the iPhone and allow people to install Android or any, like, Android equivalents or Linux, like, mobile, because there's a couple of different, I think Ubuntu has a mobile operating system. That would be crazy. And it should be required by law that that be allowed. There's no reason for it not to be. I guess some people would say it's not secure. This has never made sense to me. We're heading to Polis Massa. If you think something isn't secure, you don't have to do it. This is always the argument you get from the less tech-savvy and less seemingly less mentally competent individuals. We can't have third-party apps. They won't be secure. Do you genuinely believe that? Then don't install from third-party app stores. No one's going to force you to. It's this weird crowd of people who think that we have to have security for everyone. Some people don't care. Some people are willing to risk it. Why do you care? It's the same thing with people who believe in seatbelt laws. Well, people gotta be safe. Some people won't wear their seatbelt if there's not a law. Why do you care? By all means, wear a seatbelt. Make sure everyone in your family does as well. You be safe. Why do you care what other people do? It doesn't make any sense. And I'll tell you what it is. These people are weak and they are spineless and they follow rules and they don't like to challenge the system. That makes them feel unsafe, and they don't want to feel unsafe, but they also don't want to feel like a loser. So if someone else is challenging the system and getting away with it, they want that person to be taken down, because then they feel like, oh, I feel pressure to challenge the system. I feel this person's, I want to wear a seatbelt, but I'm worried that this other person isn't, and that makes me look pathetic. So please make them wear a seatbelt so then I can wear one too, and I'm not pathetic. Please, these other people are installing third-party app stores and putting their phones at risk, and I won't, and that makes me feel like a pathetic little loser. So please stop them, Apple. I wanna just use apps that you make, and you get a cutoff, Apple. Please protect me, Apple. Force them to do things that I do so that I don't feel like a pathetic loser. I'm sorry, I've gone off on this weird tangent, haven't I? This has nothing to do with Battlefront II. This is exactly how I feel about everything in the world, though. You're learning everything you need to know about me in this moment. Also, I've just found myself in a classic Battlefront I style Battle of the Hallways, where we've all gathered up here and fighting has come to a stop. I wish that I could aim, or that there was a reticle, because I never feel like I'm actually hitting a target. It always feels very random. I'm trying to keep my eye on the place at the screen where the bullets come out. There was just a bunch of guys there. I should have registered that. That was foolish on my part. I think that we might be winning, though. Yeah, a little bit. We're winning a little bit. This is good. When they're all clustered together like this, it's way easier to get them. You can just keep shooting down sights in their general direction, and you're guaranteed to hit something. I'll tell you what, it's the type of people, we're going back to this, it's the type of people who don't want you to have access to a third-party app store. We're the same type of people, and I knew a kid like this who was obsessed. We used to jailbreak our iPhones constantly, me and my friend Austin, we loved it. He was obsessed with us doing that, though. He was so angry about it. He kept insisting it was illegal, and we're like, dude, There is no law that says you can't modify your phone with custom assets. Jailbreaking is not a crime. It is not illegal. It is, because you can do illegal stuff when you do it. It's like, that doesn't make it illegal. You can do illegal stuff with an iPhone without jailbreaking. What are you talking about? He was so angry and upset that we had the nerve to jailbreak it. And I eventually figured out the reason was he could not jailbreak his phone. His parents wouldn't allow it. And he hated the fact that we had a jailbreak. And he didn't want anyone to have a jailbreak if he didn't. It was just pathetic. What a loser. I think he's doing well, though, now. I think he's married. He has a nice beard, possibly. I judge how a person is doing in life by the state of their beard. I think this is the final map we selected, isn't it? Because after this, I really wanted to do Yavin 4 Arena. I still think that would be fun. Oh, jeez. I can't be here without thinking about zombies now. Like, even right now, I'm a little bit nervous. Listen, if you're the type of person who, for whatever reason, thinks that people should not be allowed to jailbreak their phones, you're wrong and a morally bad person. But please click like and leave a supportive comment, and maybe suggest some other mods that you would like to see featured in a future video. Or if you're really mad about my take for some inane, asinine reason, comment down below very angrily, and that will still drive engagement, and I can call you wrong, and I'll leave like a laugh emoji on your post or something. Or if you like agree or disagree, but you don't really care, and you want to just leave like a funny comment, that will actually genuinely make me mad, or like make me laugh, not make me mad. Like if you want to leave a comment that says you're wrong because your beard isn't blue or something like that, that's funny. I'll respond to that. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. It has no meaning. That's why it's funny. It's random. It's just like that one VeggieTales bit where it's like, you know, in the future, jokes are funny because they don't make sense.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Weed eater.
Now that's funny.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. You do rack up kills quickly in this, but also, it's like, you will die. You are going to... You cannot avoid it, unless you just hide in the corner. I defy anyone to play actively in this game without dying constantly. You're just gonna have to. It's just something you have to accept. Here we go. Are there gonna be more of them? Oh, jeez, they're behind me now! See what I mean? You can't play actively, because they just come out of nowhere. Yep, come on, they've got a command post back here. It's kind of useless to walk and shoot because your aim is just so poor. Dang it! If I'd hesitated. Only a moment. Only a moment, but the moment's gone. I could have captured that post. I could be in there right now capping that post. If I can get out of here without dying, which is exactly what I'm trying to do, I'm not going to go forward because I think that's what everyone's doing. I'm going to do a neat trick where I go to the side! Never mind. That was going to be my move. I was going to go capture that command post. Looks like someone already jettisoned an escape pod from here. I wonder if there were any life forms on board. Leave me alone! Stop! I'm trying to go through that door and capture your command post. Why are you That would be why. I understand. You know what? This plays a lot more like an arcade game than Star Wars Battlefront at this point. You know, it's really high octane. You can imagine getting out here. Everything is a one-shot kill. Every time you die, it's like, you got another quarter, kid? Got another quarter, huh? And you're like, oh gosh, dang it! I need another quarter! Yay! How much money did we spend on this? If every time you die, you have to shove a quarter in there, how much money did we just spend on this one map? Where are my deaths? That's not too bad. $1.50? Worth it. So even though we ended on the Tantive IV, remember this mode works on any vanilla map that is not space-based, obviously. I also like that there's just a generic space option. Why are there so many space options? It doesn't really make that big a difference, whether you're fighting over Polis Massa or Camino or Felucia. It doesn't change the game fundamentally enough for it to matter. But there you go. This is the Lazer Tag mod. I will have a link to it in the description. And I advise that you give it a shot because it's rather fun. I enjoyed it at least. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. Leave some suggestions down below for what other mods you'd like to see me try. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.